Hello, hello, and welcome to PS10 Radio. This is your host, Anjalon, and today I have a special guest, Declutter Empress Derria is my cousin. Also, so it's so exciting that we're collabing together and actually doing this special episode. This is all about Christmas and holiday nostalgia, so we're so excited. Welcome.
Thank you. I am so happy to be on PS10 Radio with Coach Anjalon. I am so excited to be here to talk about all things
Holiday
Christmas,
Christmas.
holiday. And this video is not sponsored. It's just my favorite cup of coffee.
Right. I got a deer on mine. Oh, but the other side says Merry
I
Christmas.
love it. I love it. Did you get that from Costco?
No, I actually won it last year, the year before, off of Instagram from a coffee maker. And man, if I remember the name of her coffee, I will put it in the link because it was really good. I ended up bagging a gift to my friend, and she really loved it. So
Nice, nice.
mhm.
I love that. Yeah, definitely put that in the link because I love my coffee. I don't brew my own coffee, but I know
Okay.
someone who does, and I'll have them do it. So,
Yes, 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 yes. So the first thing I want to do is get into reflecting on our memories. So just popcorn, like what memories do you have of the holidays?
my goodness, where do I begin?
Right.
So, I actually have on the wallpaper of my phone a picture of my sister and I. I was like, I think 10. I could have been,
Oh,
no, she was 3 in the picture. I was 8, and we're 5 years apart. And
okay.
we're by the Christmas tree, and it's with the 1970s couch, like that
Mhm.
yellow, it
Yeah.
was like a gold and black couch. It's really
Mhm.
kind of cool when I think about it. And we're up by the tree, and I'm putting an ornament on the tree, and she's with her little Minnie Mouse doll, which was later called One-Eyed Minnie because somehow Minnie
What
lost an
happened
eye.
to her?
You know, do you remember that doll? Do you remember that doll?
No, well, I think I'm
One-Eyed
scared
Minnie.
of that doll. Let's throw that in the
It
can.
was green. Yes, it was green. And I know we're going backwards into Halloween now, Halloweenish thing. But yeah, but before that, it had Minnie had both of had her pair of eyes. But she has her mini doll, her favorite doll, and she's smile. We're both smiling at the camera. And that is one of the warmest moments ever because it's my sister and I, we were up all night waiting for
Mhm.
Santa Claus to come.
Excited, yes.
Oh my gosh. And we're all layered. And actually, I put it on my Pinterest that I want to layer this same outfit piece because I had like a
Oh,
little t shirt. It was a graphic t shirt with long sleeve. And it had like, I had burgundy boots. I was like, I
oh,
remember
okay.
burgundy boots.
Put
Yeah.
your own
I was
style
like,
together. Okay.
this is really cute. I was
Mhm.
always cute. But
That was
but
all
that is one of
cute.
my favorite. That is one of my favorite. And another favorite is when my parents had the Christmas tree. And this was before my sister was born.
Okay.
But
Wow.
we had the train, the Santa Fe train going around
Oh,
the Christmas tree. And it was just the coolest thing. So I always and adore trains that I
oh,
see
wow.
around the holiday time going around that Christmas tree because it brings back hot chocolate,
Yes.
banana pudding.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
times. Yes.
What about you?
Yeah.
What about you? What's one of your favorite memories?
Well,
This
like you said, it's so many. I remember one. Well, first off, I used to wear okay, this is kind of going off, but kind of coming back to it. One of my favorite childhood shows is Little House on the Prairie. So I
Oh,
always had them Little House on the Prairie nightgowns. It was like up to my throat, ruffled. It was real hot, long sleeve. Had a lot of pattern to it. Sometimes I
did
had
it
a
have the
pull up
ruffles on there
here.
too?
Girl, the ruffles around the neck.
I remember those.
Yeah, be down to your ankles and stuff. I was always hot, but not a bad
But
hot. I was good.
hot, but not a bad hot, but cute. and
Yes, it was a
festive.
cute because I was all kid, and my mom always made sure she always put ribbon in my hair. So then I would have a ribbon
Remember that.
when I go to bed, and then because we weren't wearing bonnets back then. Sometimes a scarf, but we weren't wearing bonnets. So
I
I
didn't
put
want to
ribbon in
wear.
my
We
hair.
wore rollers, hard rollers sometimes
Yeah,
at church.
sometimes, but that this is my memory is having a bow in my hair, and then having on my Little House on the Prairie nightgown, coming out and seeing all of these toys around the tree, and just being like, oh my gosh, Santa came, and the cookies will be gone, and the milk half
Who
drained.
made those cookies?
I know my dad was up probably while he was putting my toys together, eating them cookies. But it was just such a I just remember that. And then another time I remember is when me and my brothers are 7 years older than me. And then I don't know, I really don't know their age that well. I think it's six
Time.
and seven or 6 and 8 years older than me, something like that. Anyways, I
After
just say
40, it
seven.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just say seven.
We were the
So
same.
they were older than me, but I remember they would always like the week of Christmas, especially Christmas Eve, we would like get together, the three of us, and they'd be like, look, we got our flashlights. We gonna wake you up. We gonna go to this tree. We gonna open up some gifts, and then we gonna put it back together. But you can't be talking. You can't be running around. You
You
gotta be
guys did
quiet.
that?
Yes, we put the alarm
Did
on
that?
for like 3 or 4 in the morning. I remember one time, I think we put it on for 3 in the morning, and we woke up and our parents weren't done. They were still they were still putting a bike together, and some other bike was mine, and they was putting a bike together and some other
That
stuff,
Huffers.
and we was like dang it, because we was like so excited to get up and look, but they was still up, so we was like, what do we do? Do we go back to sleep? Because then we might oversleep, and then do we stay up, wait for them? So we ended up going back to our rooms. Well, actually, my brothers allowed me to lay on the floor in their room while without me having to sneak in. And then, so yes, those are the memories that really like warm my heart and just make me like. And my mom always we'd wake up and they'd play on the record player, the Wi-Fi. We had disco the disco Christmas. I don't know who that was. I think it was the Shy Lights or something. We had the Winans playing. We always had, and then as I got older, we always had Kirk Franklin playing. Like it was just like we always had like, oh, we had Andre Crouch. We had Lou Rawls. We had all of them playing. They would play everything, all the Christmas records that they had. They would just rotate, and that's what I remember.
Lou Rawls Christmas. There was nothing better. My daddy loved Lou Rawls Christmas and that King Cole, NKC.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, and
that I'm still
Crosby.
taking it. Yes, I'm
Mhm.
still taken aback by the fact that you all took apart.
Yeah,
Excuse me, that you unwrapped the gifts
but
and
what
then
you
you had
do is
time.
you just, what you do is
Listen,
you get a
everybody,
small little area, and you
remove the kids from the house. Santa Claus is real.
this is
We don't
don't
do that, or
if
Santa
you
will not
if you
come.
don't want them to be spoiled, to spoil a spoiler alert, you just if you're older, no, I was kidding, because I was doing it with my brother, so whatever they was doing.
Strategically do it this way.
Yes, you just peel it where the tape is and just get a good look at the box. Now, if it was like a brown box, we don't know what it was. Like, we're like, okay, okay, okay. But if it was like, you could get a glimpse of it might be a Simon in there, or it might be some other kind
You
of
mean
uh,
like this
game. Or
one?
yes,
I still play my
yes.
Simon, honey. I still look at this, honey. This gets my creative juices going. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's start it. Yeah,
It
girl, all
works.
day, honey. This is a part of my creative process. I still this may look it clunked out on me, but this is a part. This helps me to go back to my childhood days. Oh, okay, Simon, I gotta turn you on. This brings me back to my childhood days, and it always reminds me to keep being creative, to know that the you can reinvent yourself over and over again. And I often talk to my younger self, especially now during this move.
Mm-hmm.
I am definitely starting over again completely. And it's like I'm talking to my older self. But this right here, this game right here,
Mm-hmm.
Simon all day. I keep it with
Yeah.
me. It has never left.
And actually, I tell you the truth, I don't even think we had Simon. You had Simon. You had all the toys. You had all the toys that I wanted. But I remember remember my brothers having stuff like the battleship and the
Mm-hmm.
Rubik's
Mm-hmm.
Cube. And then we didn't have a toy.
Yes.
We had a knockoff called Odyssey. And so they
I
would have
remember
like the new
Odyssey.
Odyssey games, and then we would have like, VHS tapes of movies we wanted and stuff
Yes.
like that. Stuff for outside because we had a big yard and we loved to be outside. So stuff like that. But yes,
You
wow.
talk about me having
I'm trying to
toys.
think.
Girl,
I'm like,
you
let me see what I got that I still had when I was little. What I got.
got it. I got it.
Yes.
That's so funny you bring that up because I'm like, you talk about me having toys. You had a lot of toys. I remember we both had Barbie houses, but you had that Barbie house with the what was it? The trailer, the RV and the
No, no, no.
pool and all.
I didn't have that. My dad made the Barbie house. So whatever I had, my dad wouldn't pay. He bought the Barbies, but he wasn't paying for no house. He didn't pay. They had a orange Corvette. The orange Corvette was a knockoff. It was not a Barbie Corvette, but I wrote Barbie on it, but it was not. It was not about. I
You
put
made it
stickers
work.
on it. Yeah, we my dad didn't believe in buying the accessories to Barbie, but he bought me the Barbie dolls. But he made me the Barbie because my dad used to love to make stuff out of wood and stuff. He made it
Yes.
because I had a 4-story house, kind of like the one you had, but it was four
Yes.
story.
Yes.
It had furniture and everything, but he made that. Even the furniture that was made. Yeah,
That is crazy. It's so funny how our memories, because that's how crafty and creative your dad was. My
yeah.
uncle, your dad was so creative, and the memories that are created, it's like it doesn't come from a store. It
No,
doesn't come from a store. It's created based on the family dynamic
yeah.
and the love and the kindness and
Mhm.
the just the gratitude and everything that goes along with that because wow, and speaking of wood, my daddy, he liked to do wood too. He made the
Yeah,
wooden toy test that and I thought about that, and it's so funny you bring that out because I thought about that test the other day, and I'm like, to actually make something, to actually make a thing.
but that was like
And
that's from the heart.
yes,
It's not like our parents didn't have the means or anything to get the things that we wanted, but they, from
right,
the heart, they wanted to do something. They wanted to make it more special. They wanted to make it more unique. It was more about
yes,
no one else is gonna have this, and they had.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was unique and it was from the heart. And I think so many times we get away from that. And
Yeah,
I think now, especially, you know, this is a thing that, cannot be avoided because everything is political.
hmm,
Especially now with people, having a hard time because of what's going on in this
right.
political climate right now.
Mhm.
It's like I'm hoping that people as a community and as families too, with their children, they're really thinking outside of the box. Now, there are some that cannot think outside the box because they're
Right,
surviving. Because we're all surviving really
right.
at this point.
Hmm.
And it's like just to um, be even more uh, thoughtful
Yeah,
to say
creative and thoughtful. Right.
creative and
Hmm.
thoughtful to know that you don't need to have to supply all the material things to
Hmm.
express your love
Right.
to your children, to your
Mhm.
parents, to your loved ones. you can be creative as you possibly can with construction paper, with
Yeah.
crayons, with pencils,
Hmm.
anything in order to just express that love in the kindest way possible.
Yeah, and it's also being kind to yourself because especially right now in this climate, if you are not impacted in some way financially, you may not understand, but even if you are or aren't, you have the opportunity to be like, you know what, I'm going to cut back and I'm going to be a little more, like you said, thoughtful, creative, use my talents. I mean, there's
Hmm.
people, you can make a song for somebody if you have a beautiful voice. You can make a coloring book for somebody if you know how to draw. You can
Yes,
make clothing if you know how to sew or crochet. You can make bags if you sew or crochet. You can make pajamas if you sew or crochet.
sure.
Anything like that, or anything like that, knitting, anything that's creative. And I bet you people will. We tend to think people won't, but I bet you people would be like, wow, like she made this, like he made this for me. Like, I think people would appreciate
Yes,
it more, especially because they know you're thinking about them. That means I thought about you far enough in advance that
right,
I had to go
right,
and put this together for you. So that's even more meaningful than, oh, I know that you like Paw Patrol and I'm gonna buy you Paw Patrol stuff. Yeah, you could, but you could also maybe make a Paw Patrol bag or, get the stickers
right,
or, something.
right.
Yeah, it could be a little more
Something.
creative. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Because it doesn't have to cost a lot. And
No.
that's the thing. It's like it does not have to cost a lot at all. At
Hmm.
all.
Yeah.
And
So
traditions,
what was your favorite gift though? We look going back to what was the favorite gift
besides Simon, let's
of
see.
all time?
Um, let's see. Ooh, eh, my favorite gift. I'm gonna say apparently it's Simon because I still got it.
You're like, I'm hanging on to this, I'm hanging on. Yeah.
Look, apparently it's Simon because I still got it. What I can say is that, you know, one of the other things that was just, at one time I was into video games. And one of my favorites, and I loved Barbies. Yes, I did. I was a girly girl for sure. I was sold just like you, Barbies.
Mhm.
But Donkey Kong, my Donkey Kong Jr. video game. And it's so funny because when I went to New York a couple of months ago at the airport, there was at the Syracuse airport, there was a an a whole setup dedicated to arcade games.
Really?
And guess what I played?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong
Yeah,
Jr.
arcade
I
in
got
there
so
at the
excited.
airport?
Yeah, yeah, yes. At the
Wow.
Syracuse airport, there was because they had like a little exhibit, and it
Oh,
was like one of those traveling exhibits at the
oh,
airport.
okay.
And they had a donkey. They had Pac-Man. They had Donkey Kong Jr. They
Hmm.
had something. They had one other game, and this other lady and I got so excited. She was like, "What you playing over there?" I'm like, "I'm playing Donkey Kong. What you playing over there?"
Right.
But when I got my little mini Donkey Kong Jr., it was orange. I wish I had kept that game. Even
Hmm.
though the batteries were falling out of it, I would have still taped it up just like I did my
Yeah.
assignment.
That's how you just
Uh,
tape it up with the electrical tape. Well, sometimes with the masking tape, but that's dangerous. So
dangerous kids don't do this. No.
don't do this at home.
Don't do this at home. Get your parents, get an
Right.
adult, an responsible adult. Don't do this by yourself. But no, but Donkey Kong Jr., I would say that was that's one of the best gifts that I've had for Christmas because I used to play all
Wow.
the
I didn't even know
yeah.
that was one of your best skills. Well, I tell you, I think one of mine was, I mean, I can think of like at least three right now, but I'm gonna say the number one probably was my 10 speed because I did part
Oh,
from that and
yeah.
I was like 30 or something. I love my 10 speed and my parents, they wasn't really, they didn't really condone me like riding my bike out of the neighborhood. So it was perfect for just riding
Not
around the
either.
neighborhood. I would go down to one end of the street, go around the cul-de-sac, go down and then back up. I just loop around. That would be like my thing to do because especially by the time I got it, I think I was 10. And that's when both my brothers went to college. My oldest brother was already at college, but my other older brother was graduating that year. And so he was going to be leaving soon for college. So it was kind of like, yeah, I, I think I have that timeline maybe a little messed up, but I just remember someone was leaving for college. Oh, my oldest brother was leaving. My other
Somebody was
brother was
leaving.
still there because it was 84.
Ooh,
So
man,
yeah, my
1984.
oldest brother left in 84 and my other brother left in 86. But yeah, I love riding my bike. So I was basically my point is that was my something to do because by that time I was really just doing things on my own because my other brother he was so busy with high school activities like he went home. But what I could do is I could ride my bike like and that's what I did.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is so funny that you say, yeah, because our parents were highly overprotective
Mhm.
parents. No, mine was helicopter
Right.
overprotective. When
Yeah.
they
Play that.
to ride
We can
to
drive
ride the
down,
bike,
you know.
ride the bike. At least you could go around the corner. My parents said you go to up the street and then back. So all the neighbors just saw me just going like,
What's wrong with that girl? Like, what's wrong?
I can't even go around
Wrong
the
with
corner.
them?
All you gotta do is just run or something. You don't see me in 2 minutes, 2 seconds, or 2 seconds. Just run around the corner right there. But they were like, you go to that stop sign and that stop sign, that stop sign. So all my neighbors, I think I can even remember one of the neighborhood kids saying, "Why can't you ever ride your bike?"
Wrong
I was
with
so
you?
embarrassed. I was like, and I was just stand there like,
Yeah. Hmm.
and
Oh,
it wasn't no, oh, ride the bike until your street lights come on. No, there was
yeah.
never that
No,
saying in my house. They were
no.
like, no.
After dinner, you ain't going back outside. So that was it. So what I used to just stay outside because I was like, if I go back in, they ain't gonna let me come back outside. I
That
was
was
like, I gotta
it.
stay
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah,
and I
stay
was by
outside.
myself because
In the backyard,
I
that big backyard.
yeah,
Yes.
because we lived in an older neighborhood, so it was a lot of doctors and lawyers and stuff. And so
Yeah.
all their kids were grown, or they're my brother's age, so they didn't fool with me. So it was kind of like
Right.
one neighbor across the street. They had two little girls, one my age and one who was younger, but they were kind of their parents were kind of helicoptery too. Like they couldn't barely leave their driveway. So, and
Don't leave the
I
drive.
didn't really mesh with them enough to be like, let me come over and play with y'all. Sometimes I did, but most of the time I didn't because we just didn't
Hmm.
mesh like that. But except I
Yeah,
did have
yeah.
a childhood friend, but she would come in the summer, not during the winter months. My friend Kimberly. Do you remember Kimberly, the little blonde girl with the big blue eyes? She was from
Yes, I
North
do. I
Carolina.
do. Yes, that is so
Every
funny. Remember?
summer to stay with her grandparents who would live right next door, and we would just go through the trees and go to her house, and then she'd come through the trees and come down. Yes, that was my
Those
only
are the days. That's so
neighborhood
fun.
friend. So
Neighborhood friends,
yeah,
that had helicopter parents too,
right.
Look.
Kept you close. Yeah. So okay, so I want to know what are your favorite holiday smells?
Oh my gosh. Sweet potato pie,
Ooh,
banana
fresh.
pudding cooking,
Mm.
ham, cherries, cooked ham and cherries.
Ooh, I can smell it now.
Warm. My
Yes.
goodness.
Yes, hot chocolate. The
Chocolate.
smell of my mom would make homemade caramel to put on the popcorn. So we'd have homemade caramel popcorn. Oh, she
Oh
used
my
to make
goodness.
hot donuts, that dough, and cooking in that.
Ooh, the dough.
Oh, it was so good. And
That
yeah,
right there.
any kind of cinnamon. I think
Oh,
that's why that's one of my favorite smells. Like you know how you go to trying to think like Hobby Lobby or even
no, I
uh,
don't shop at Hobby Lobby, but I do.
but
But I do.
but you know when you go to like
But
some of
I
the
do go to,
stores and they have
yes,
like the
yes,
cinnamon
yes,
acorns and I
yes,
smell it and I'll just be like, I gotta get that. I gotta get that cinnamon acorn.
yes,
I'm trying to think the
yes.
last place I I bought it from, it was somewhere weird, like maybe Home Depot or something, or Lowe's. I don't know. It was some hardware store,
Mm-hmm.
but I was thinking to myself, like, why do they have this here? But that's probably why, to lure you in, and like it's holiday time,
Oh,
start collecting.
oh my gosh. Yes, there's this one place like so one of she owns a food truck and it's Decadent Flavor, and I'll send you the link to put in the notes too. She has a food truck and she goes around in the Chicagoland area and Indiana, and she even as farthest as Wisconsin, I think. But her smell of her truck, donuts. You talk about when your mom would make donuts. She's got
Yeah.
cinnamon donuts, chocolate donuts. She has the like the elephant ears and all the hot cocoa, all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Christmas and like when you go, like one of the great best traditions I have is that I used to do with my daughter is take her to Chicago to go to the Thanksgiving Day parade and
Oh,
everything every year.
yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then every now and then we go out to Chris Kendall Market and all of
Yes.
that
You
in
know
the
what?
Daily Center.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to slaughter it. Chris Kendall. Okay. Yes.
Chris Kendall Market. Yes. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my goodness,
Yeah, we
that
just
right
started
there.
getting that here where I am, but we've gone to the one. Well, me and my husband have gone to the one in Detroit. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are like so little, like quaint little shops and pop up shops
Yes.
stuff, and you get all
Yes. And
like
you
stuff you wouldn't
smell
think of. Yeah, it's like ooh, yeah.
so good.
But I
So good.
remember too growing up, I just being in youth groups. I always marched, and being in the marching band, I always marched in the
Mm,
Thanksgiving parade and the Christmas parade. So I was
you
like
sure did. I remember
actively
those
a
days.
part of the parade. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I do remember those times, but it was kind of like, rain or shine, snow or ice,
You got to be out here at this parade.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is one thing that I did not get a chance to do, but I remember you were in those. But what I can remember is Christmas plays, and I remember the
Mm.
one time when my mom had sewed, she had she had sewn a dove costume for my little sister,
Was
and it
she
was the
so
cutest.
dumb?
She was a dove, had the wings and
What?
everything. Yeah, she had the wings and everything. It was the cutest
Wow.
costume. I
Oh
was
wow.
like,
Does
oh
she
my
still have
goodness.
it?
No, I think that went away, and eventually
In the
it went away
transition,
like the
okay.
Barbie house. Yeah, like the Mattel Barbie house that we finally got
Oh,
rid
you
of,
know
and that
what?
she had to.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted that house. Like I said earlier, my dad
Everybody
made,
did.
made the house, but I really was at that time I didn't appreciate it like I do now. Like you said, it
Yes.
was thoughtful, it's creative. But at that time, I was really thinking to myself, now why you give me this house? It ain't got the triangle roof. They don't have the slots like, like shit what Derria got. It didn't have the deck on the side like her Barbie house had. And I was wishing I had that house.
You were
I
slighted.
wanted
You
a
felt slighted.
similar house. It's okay he made it. I just wanted to look like that house. And so that's what my thought process was. But
Right.
as I got older, I
Right.
appreciated it. I was like, wow, my dad made my Barbie house.
He made the Barbie house.
Yes.
Yes. He made that was creative
And
and
it
loving.
lasted, it didn't fall apart or anything.
It didn't fall apart or anything because I know when I finally tossed it, I asked my sister, I said, "Do you want this house?" Because when I moved, just before I moved, I threw it out. She said, "Why'd you throw it out?" I'm like, "You didn't want it." I said, "We've had it for we were well into our 40s." And
Mhm.
I'm like,
And
um,
time to let it go.
now, the thing is, I had already researched how much it would be worth and everything, but all the pieces, like some of the windows weren't there, but I still could have probably sold it on eBay. At the time, there was, eBay.
It had real windows.
Yeah, it had like the plastic windows. It had like the windows that go out. It kind of reminded me of like a Frank Lloyd house a little
Oh
bit, where it was
wow.
like the windows went
Yes.
out.
No way.
But I was like, although I
Oh, you had
did,
yeah, and it had an elevator.
No, this one
No,
didn't have an
that
elevator.
one. Oh, okay.
Now that was the one, and I was greedy. That was the one that was the condo that had the elevator. It was pink. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
that one. Yeah, this one
Okay.
didn't have an elevator, which is really strange. Which is really strange because it was a two-story house.
She walked up them
How did they?
stairs, is what she did. She walked up the stairs.
But you know what? But you know what? I don't think there were any stairs.
She just go from one to the other.
Wait,
You just
I'm
no
trying to think.
stairs.
I can look up the house right now and be like, wait a minute,
But you
because
know
I think it
what?
could.
I don't think my dad had me no stairs either.
No, this didn't.
Had
I don't
time
think
for
there
no
was any.
stairs. You know what?
I don't know
It's
stair.
our
We just did it all.
imagination. We didn't need no
You know,
stairs. We
see,
just
that's what it was.
imagination.
Imagination. We just gonna go head on and just hop Barbie up
Yes, and
in
hop her
between
back down. And she
and
was
hop our
not
back
gonna hurt
now.
herself or nothing. It was fine. It was fine. Yes. And then she
And
would
if she did,
plop back into that car, get in that.
and, and if she did hurt herself, guess what? I had the Lego, no, the what was it? The Fisher Price ambulance man and the Lego. They had a
It was a
hospital,
smaller
so
size,
a
but it was
smaller size.
still could help her because they were still paramedics.
Still paramedics on site. So they had a whole community right there.
Whole community.
Wow.
Exactly. I remember too when it started to get where my parents was like, I'm not buying you no more Barbies. Remember, I started using paper dolls. I was making I would
Paper
make
dolls.
yes, remember, and I would make their clothes. That's what
Yes.
I was coloring and cutting out stuff. And
Now
and I would
that,
ask my parents keep the cardboard from the back of their Lego pads, and I could make multiple dolls from that, and I could just. And then their house was the pool table. Remember the pool table? And they would just live on the pool
yes,
table. And then they would go visit Barbie
yes.
at her house. Yeah.
They, do they still? That is, I wonder. I'm sure they. I wonder if they still sell paper dolls because
I'm
that
sure
right
they
there.
do, but they're not as popular, I don't think. But they
But
could
I think
be.
that's it's time to
Time to
reintroduce
read.
those
Yep.
because I remember having the paper doll, the Princess Diana paper doll.
Yeah.
I remember having the
Oh,
Barbie paper doll.
yeah.
That right there, oh my goodness. I remember the little fashion. They had the fashion. It was
And
the
you could
Barbie.
color it. Yes, and that would be her clothes, and you could change it.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, I'm getting ready to do that anyway because I'm getting ready to
I'm
get
getting ready.
sewing lessons. I'm starting to make some outfits. Remember how my mom used to wear
Girl,
make
I'm
matching
in
outfits
sewing
for
class
her?
right now. Yes.
Shut up. We
I
are
am
in
the
sync
oldest person in
alignment.
sewing class.
It's okay. That is fun. Let me tell you
But
though,
I but
sewing.
I but I say that because I think that more and more young people are which they need to because those are skills
Well, we
that
older
can
people
be a
too.
dying breed if we don't teach the younger ones to do it. So I appreciate that I'm the oldest one in there because they all these young girls are really into it. What I feel um kind of like not unappreciative, but what I feel a little embarrassment is not really that I'm the oldest one in the class, but that I haven't gotten past my first project and they already on their second,
It's
third project.
okay.
But
It's
it's
okay.
okay. It's
It's
okay. I'm
okay.
still
It is okay.
talented.
We are in total alignment because for a long time, because I had been trying to get my mom to teach me how to sew, and she's like, "Well, I told you back in high school you should learn," and now she
Right?
like she just don't she oh, and she just don't feel like doing nothing. And I'm like, "You're not doing anything else, and you want." I'm like, "Girl, you need to
Don't
teach
want
me
to
how
do
to sew."
that.
So I just said, you know what? Okay, forget it. I'll just go ahead on and I'm gonna get me some sewing lessons. I have already joined. There's this, and I'm afforded to you. The name doesn't. Uh, the name escapes me now, but they every year they have a annual sewing event in Chicago, kind of like I'm gonna send it to you. It escapes me. The name escapes me
Yeah,
right now,
let's
but I
do
follow
it.
them on
Let's do
Instagram.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are. So I've been following. I was like, oh my gosh, I am loving this. So yes, because it's a practical skill that needs
Yeah.
to be had along with cursive writing.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because here's my thing, and I know we're going off on a tangent, but you know what? Hey, we're going to supply a little bit of everything.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
cursive writing, I thought about that one day when the cursive writing wasn't going to be taught in schools anymore. Like, It's like sewing. Like, remember you had home economics, and I don't know if they even have
Oh,
that in
they
high
don't.
school. Do they
Yeah.
still have that?
No.
I remember my mom stressing back in the day because I took typing and everything. I
Yeah.
don't even think they
Yeah.
have
I think we
typing there
all
because
did.
now, yeah.
Because
But home ec,
because computers and all that stuff was new, we had to learn the typing.
yes, yes, yes. And there was and sidebar. I always get so excited whenever I see a typewriter like the ones like this because I'm like
Oh, I
I
don't.
have it added a
I remember
friend.
my
Here.
mom used to be like, "Do it
I
again," and
love it.
ball it up.
I
Do it.
love it.
I'm like,
They're so cute. I
no.
love it. But
Because when you
but
make a
they
mistake, you make a
you
mistake.
make a mistake, you gotta do it again. You do it again.
Start
Do
over.
it again. Bling,
Right.
bling.
Yeah.
But I wish that my mom had said take home economics. I was like, no, I'm independent. I don't take a. I wish I had taken foods, but I don't regret the fact that I don't like to cook because I don't like to cook. I don't like to be in the kitchen because I was spoiled. My mom cooked, Southern cook. She put her foot in everything. I didn't have to cook, and to this day, I don't. I don't enjoy it. Don't need to stand up.
Yeah.
Um, my sister and I both don't. We're very spoiled, but
Yeah.
I but they did offer sewing classes too. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to take sewing classes. And now with cursive, it's like, okay, I first say, oh, well, yeah, the kids, they don't need cursive right now. But then I began to think, I'm like, how are they going to read historical documents that
Oh,
were in cursive
yeah, without being familiar with cursive. Yep.
without even knowing
Mm-hmm.
cursive writing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's very dangerous. And I'm like, no, I'm like, if anything,
That's a,
I would
yeah,
share with
it's a lot of
anyone
stuff
the
that
writing
the
cursive.
evolution of time, while things are seeming to get, improve and advance and everything like that. Like you said, you don't want to lose the basic art of reading and cursive and research and encyclopedias and just all of that stuff. Like the kids, they really don't know anything about that. Everything's at their fingertips and they
And we have to be the ones as adults,
yeah.
parents even,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
teach that and open up the library, which the library is so important because even the library, I will tell
Yeah.
you, oh my God, the library. So I would encourage everyone to check their local libraries because there's a library in Chicago that rents out sewing machines
Oh, do
and
they?
rent out the tools. So, and local,
Okay.
there are other libraries that may be across wherever you live. They may do. The library is such an important source of
So
information.
many resources. I mean, like if I can't
Even
have
Christmas
a
stuff,
printer,
holiday
nothing
stuff,
at home. So when I need to print something, I go to the library. It's free. It's 50
free.
pages free. And if you need more than 50 pages and you just come back the next day, it's like you can only do 50 pages, I think a day or a week or something like that. But it's okay. Like everything you need is
Yes,
at the library. You just want to check something out. You need to use something. If your computer breaks, if you need to fax something, everything you need is at the library. Has everything, books and everything, just ideas, space. I have a
museums.
friend. Well, not a friend, but I know someone who is like in school to do like makeup and stuff like that, and she doesn't have space in her home, so she says she rents out the room in the library. I was like, girl, that's perfect. Like
There's even a podcasting room at some libraries
yes,
too, like
yes,
audio
it's
space.
so
Yeah.
resourceful. Yeah, we can't forget about the library. We cannot.
Even Christmas stuff, Christmas events,
Mhm.
holiday events,
Yeah, posted at the
happen at the
library.
library.
Or they're already
Mhm.
happening at the library. So it's
Yeah.
very resourceful. Now, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. Okay, well, I'm not going to ask you. I'm just going to see if you recall. Remember how there used to be certain items, and I know it's commercialized, but it was certain items that you just had to have for Christmas, and people would be fighting at the stores, and people would be grabbing because the Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh my God.
Growing in
I
the
had three of
garden.
them, right? Cabbage Patch Kids growing in the sun. And the most amazing thing about a Cabbage Patch
Don't
is
strike us, YouTube.
and so they had they had uh people fighting over like what else besides Cabbage Patch Kids was people fighting over? Tickle Me
Teddy Ruxpin,
Elmo, Teddy Russ.
tickle me down.
Um, was they fighting over my buddy? My buddy, my
Oh
buddy.
my gosh. They might have. My buddy. Wasn't that
Yeah.
the child? No, they modeled Child's Play. Did
Oh,
they
that
model
was
Child's Play?
scary. I don't
Did
want
they
to.
model Child's
Ooh,
Did they
Care
model
Bear.
Child's Play after
I
My
still have
Buddy?
a Care Bear. I still have a Care Bear. Yeah, Care
Oh, the
Bears.
Care Bears. I don't think there were fights over Care Bears, which is
Yeah,
so
unless
funny.
it was a certain edition. I don't.
Guess who? Guess who? Guess what? I still have Dixie Marie's birth certificate. I don't have her, but I do have her
Oh,
birth certificate. I'm a bad mama
yeah.
because I don't. She not even here, and
Like
but
I
I still have
remember
her.
you, but I don't know where you at.
I know where she is. I gave her away. So yeah, I
To
gave her
someone
away.
that you can go and visit it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think yeah. I just said, you know what, they can have it now. I released
Yeah.
her with her one dimple. She was so cute,
Yes, they
and
used to have dimples. Mine had hair. I didn't like how they did the. I didn't like how they did the little black boy hair, but it had one. I had three. I had a bald one. I think his name was Gabriel, Gabrielle or something. No, Gavin. Which
yeah, Gavin.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
know
so
why it was
cute.
Gavin. Yeah. I had all chocolate ones, and I had I had
Very chocolate.
Marianne something, and then I had Teddy Joe. Teddy Joe. I think Teddy Joe was
But
my first one.
you know what I remember? Speaking of our parents making stuff, I remember when somebody sewed. Somebody had. I keep saying sewed. Somebody had sewn. I can't talk. Somebody had sewn Cabbage Patch Kids. Didn't somebody make you a Cabbage Patch Kid? Two of them. I think I remember that. Or was that me?
No, it wasn't a Cabbage Patch Kid. It was Raggedy Ann and Andy, and those
Bragging.
things scared the heck out of me. I did not like. I was like, oh,
It's like
and put them. I think I put them in the closet. I did not. I did not. I don't know what happened to them things. They were so scary looking. I don't even know who did. I prayed that the person
remember
who
that.
who made it for me it gives me some grace. I don't. It was Raggedy Ann and Andy. No, I had the
That
real
was so
Cabbage Patch
terrible.
Kids because my dad used to
I
be
remember
a
you
liar,
had the
so
real Cabbage Patch Kids.
he
Then
used
I
to
was
make
like,
sure he put them the one he wanted to the side before because he was an employee. But yeah, the Raggedy Ann and Andy, yeah, that was from
that
scratch.
was so scary. I was like, okay. It's like, who did it and why?
Mm-mm. Right. Mm-mm.
Who did
Not
it
like
and why? That
I
was
don't know
this
who
was
made
not a
that.
thing.
Shoot, I almost want to say my mama made it, but I don't
You
know
know,
because
because
she
they
used to
both,
sew. Yeah, and I didn't want to hurt her feeling. I don't whoever it was. I didn't want to hurt their feelings, so I acted like I liked it. But I threw them things in the closet. I ain't seen them things.
tell you. Let me tell you, I think it's time to start hurting people's feelings when they give you gifts, and not now, children. I'm not saying for ours,
And children,
but
y'all better be
I'm,
appreciative of us who spend our hard-earned dollars on y'all. And just say thank you and
as
keep it.
adults, I think we should be grown enough to say, you know what, thank you, but you know
This
what,
ain't
I'm
for
going to
me.
regift this. It's not for me. I appreciate it because I have started telling people. I know I started many years ago. I had actually had an episode on it where I said, if you're gonna send Christmas cards, make it count. And I'm like, listen, don't just be sending Christmas cards. You just can sign your name on it. I'm like, listen, you got to give me like at least give me a letter. Give me a
The
recap
pictures.
of what happened in your
So you can
year.
only have we can only send the ones with pictures on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, you can no, you gotta send me a recap, send me a paragraph,
You
send me
know,
a gift card or
you remember when
something.
people used to do that? They used to send you like a newsletter about their year.
Yes, my nephew used to do. My nephew would do that, and I so loved it when he would be in when he would travel across the
It was
world and
nice.
everything.
But then
Yeah.
I got where I don't know. I
People
mean,
don't write
I
letters
care, but
anymore.
I don't care. Like
Yeah,
I just
they
didn't
don't
want it.
write letters. But I love that. I'm
But
like,
where I'm gonna keep all those, it was just starting to get too much because it wasn't just one person doing it; it was multiple people doing it. And like I said, the first year that happened, it was like, wow, like this is the thing. I think it had got to the point where I wasn't having a good year, and I didn't feel like writing y'all about it. And I just kind of like, I don't want to hear the rest of y'all year. I'm trying to get
yeah,
through
you have to
this
be.
year. And so at that time, I just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. I wouldn't mind doing something like that, maybe in the future for myself. Um, but yeah,
Give it
I
to
just
yourself.
prefer. I feel like if I'm sending out Christmas cards, just the fact that you were part of that 24 card pack, you should be appreciating it. You could throw it away afterwards, but I just want you to
Not
know
the
that
24 card.
I just want you to know I only had 24 cards and you made the list. And I just want you to know
That's
that.
not. No, that no. I need at least 3 sentences.
That's
Even
not
give me
enough.
an earnest seven word. Yeah. Oh, you make it count. Like don't be signing your name on it. No, that ain't. I'm like, this person did not mean this. It's
I
a lot of
love
people that
you,
do. I'm like,
cousin, and I miss you. It's not enough.
that's getting better. Yes. So you guys, when you send out cards, put something in it or make at least 3 sentences.
But what you mean put something in it? Like got to be a gift card in there or something? You talking
Yeah.
about? Oh,
Yeah, say I sent you a Dunkin' $5 gift card.
oh.
Say I gave you some put $5 in it.
You know,
Cash is
do
king.
so are you one of those people? Because I kind of got away from it because when I started noticing people weren't doing that. But are you one of those people when you get a card, congratulations, or thinking of you, or get well soon, or sympathy, or something? You're looking like what
Now,
in
now we're not
the
talking
birthday card?
now we're only talking Christmas cards. We're not
Oh,
talking about sorry, thank you. We talk about Christmas cards.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to say, I love to send cards, but it ain't gonna have nothing in it all the time. Sometimes, but
Yeah,
no.
but for Christmas, but for the holidays, I'm gonna need at least 3 sentences or
Oh,
$5
I'm gonna do
cash.
that. I'm gonna do a little update. I'm gonna do a
I
little,
thank you. You,
and
I expect to have 3 sentences or some money in there.
are you doing a GoFundMe for Christmas?
I do a GoFundMe every day. I ain't ashamed.
My PayPal is below.
Hey, Aisha, my PayPal,
Right. We'll put
my
in the link.
Zelle
We'll put in
is
the link our PayPal so
Venmo.
you can contribute to, you
Yes. If you enjoy the
Yeah.
conversation and you find value,
Oh, but you know what? Another thing besides those things I listed before as things that I loved about Christmas, I just love decorating. And so,
yes.
like, even like this year, I wanted to
Oh
decorate.
yeah, I want to hear what you decorated.
Well, I haven't yet because I wanted to decorate as soon as like my birthday was over. I want to decorate early. And I think that's because
Yes,
it has Christmas has a different meaning for me just because my dad's birthday was on Christmas. He's no longer here.
yes.
So I always feel like I want to pay homage to him by making sure I'm still celebrating and everything, and still try to keep my spirits up and everything. I always say I'm gonna have cake on his birthday. I haven't done it yet. I mean, I have sweets, but I haven't had like I literally wanted to start making a tradition for myself where I'm making him a birthday cake and we're eating it. So that's what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
I've been saying this for years, but really, my dad loved cherry cheesecake. That would be his birthday cake. And I haven't been doing that because my kids never really got into the cheesecake like that. But yeah, so fast forward, I wanted to, with everything going on around the world, in life right now. I
Yes.
wanted to decorate
Yes.
early just to get that nostalgia going, get that feeling going. But my daughter away at college, she was just like, I was like, well, what do you want for Thanksgiving? What do you want to eat or whatever? She's like, I don't know, but I want to decorate the house. So I
I
said,
love
okay,
that.
well, we're gonna wait and
Yes.
keep that for that because I think that's important tradition we used to do any when she was home is we would always decorate together. I never decorated by myself. So my husband likes to decorate the tree, but he doesn't care about decorating the rest of the house. So I don't want to do it on my own. And since she wants to do it, I'll have her do it with me and we'll all decorate the tree like we always do. So
Yes.
it's kind of like
Yes.
I just want to keep tradition with that going. But if it was up to me, I would have decorated probably September, right when it turned fall, probably September 20th, 21st.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That and I tell you, as one who has, because my life has been so full and I've always decorated, had the big tree, had all this, I have not had a tree in my house. Um, I've been an empty nester for quite some time. I would say about more than it's been over 5 years, over 6 years.
No tree for 5 years.
Yeah, no tree for 5 years. No, because I so my daughter, she is the master decorator. I'm gonna tell you, this lady here, she is so. But first, I'll go back, like you say, with your dad when he would decorate and everything, and like you're starting the tradition. And but by the way, cherry cheesecake, I did not know that that was his favorite. So now I'm going to have cherry cheesecake.
Yes,
I
he gave
do
us
love
just a spot.
I do love cherry cheesecake too. I did not know that, but now that I know that, I'm going to have a slice of cherry cheesecake.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so it's like I know my mom would always start early, and then I started early.
Okay.
I would start as early as like the beginning of November
Okay.
because I knew I wanted it up all the time and I wouldn't take it down until January, like maybe
Yeah.
2 weeks after. Sometimes I would take it down right away, but then as
Mm.
I progressed in life, I was like, okay, I can just stay up there at the end of the month,
Yeah.
and hurry, it's right there. But so my daughter she would always decorate. I mean, one day we were in the container store and she was rearranging the ornaments on the tree. And she said, and the one of the associates said, store associate said, "Oh my gosh, did you just rearrange that?" I mean, she was just, I just let her do it. She was
Yeah.
just arranging everything.
Hmm.
And I said, "Girl, you are a master decorator here." So
Yeah.
she
Natural.
would always be the one natural, and she's so creative. And I went to buy her this massive tree that was like 10-foot tree, big, full, looked like the tree that came out that was at Rockefeller Center in New York. I was like, this tree is massive. Even my mom came over and was like, "Why do you have that large Christmas tree in your apartment?"
Right.
To this day, my sister has it,
Okay.
and she's trying to give it back to me, and I'm like, I don't want that tree. She's been trying to give it back to me years. I'm like, that tree is massive, and so um, for the past several years, I have not. I'm like, my life's been full. All I needed was my small little pine evergreen tree that I had since the panty, and it's not green anymore, but I can't let go of it because there's so many good memories in on that little plant. It just the whole world just stopped. But that right there, that plant and my candle, just smelling like cinnamon, and
No.
watching Hallmark Christmas movies and having hot cacao, chocolate
Mhm.
with whipped cream and all that good stuff. That was good enough for me. Plus, I ain't have to take down nothing. I ain't
Right.
have to put up nothing. I'm like, if I want to go enjoy a Christmas tree, I will go to somebody else's house, or I
Mhm.
would go right outside outside here and see all these big old evergreen trees
Yeah.
covered in snow.
I think that's the beauty of like it's beautiful to have like holiday nostalgia and just to like
Yes,
have good memories, but it's also the beauty of growing and evolving into your future self is that you don't have to remain the same. You can do things different. You can let go of things and hold those into a space of memory and study.
Yes.
It's not trying to push it away or ignore it or act like it didn't happen. It's just that was that time, and that's what makes it even more special because it doesn't blur with everything else. You already know, like, that's what we did when I was younger. That's what I did when I had my own place. That's what I did when I had my family. That's what I did when I had the empty nest. Like, you can see the evolution of yourself and
The
of your mindset
evolution.
of the holidays and of just like of life and appreciative and the gratefulness and the gratitude that you have
Oh my
with
gosh.
life and with things that have happened to you, with how you show up in every moment, especially the holidays. Because I used to be very adamant, like, we have to do this, we have to do that, like, we have to eat a certain way. I do remember when I was a single mother, I ended up just being like, we can have pizza. We can have pizza. We got
Come
tacos.
on.
We ain't got to
Come on
have,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
We don't have
Yes.
to have all the soul food and all the fixings and stuff like that.
That's
One,
good,
I
but we don't
don't
have to
cook
have
like
them.
that anyway. I don't cook like that
I
anyway.
don't cook at all.
Had to move.
So,
Well, I don't really cook either, but I only cook really on the holidays. And it's like, I don't really want to cook like that. I just don't like doing that. So it's just like, why am I trying
laborious.
to keep up with that when it's okay. This is the phase I'm in now. We doing something different. So
Yes, yes.
it's
That
okay.
is, it's okay. And I like how you said the evolution of things because I know I had to with my mom. She has been cooking forever. I mean, and finally, like as of like last year, was the first time ever we went out on Thanksgiving Day to a
Oh,
restaurant.
okay.
I
Wow.
said, yes. I said, I have been wanting to do it for as
Oh,
long as I haven't had a tree. And I was like, you don't have to do this.
yeah.
And like finally, she's like, last year, that was when for Christmas, it was easy peasy simple.
Mhm.
This year, we're doing the same thing. I have made reservations. We're going out to eat. Same with Christmas Day. I'm like, people like I do it like my birthday. Like I am one, you know, I've always celebrated in different ways on different occasions because like I say, every day is a Friday. Every day is my birthday.
Yeah.
I just that's me. And I'm like I celebrate every day. I have life. I get high off life as it is, and
Mhm.
it's just my personality. And at the same time, it's just like I never feel that I have to throw this big thing or that I have to. Some people do, not me. I'm just like every day I take joy in what I'm doing. Every
Mhm.
day is life lives, but then like I believe in traditions,
Yeah.
but we can break traditions too. And
Mhm.
we don't have to do the same thing that we used to because things change. That's the one thing that's certain in this life. Things change.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay to change.
Yeah.
No, you've gotten older. You can't standing up in that kitchen doing them dishes because I'm not doing it.
Mm-mm.
You
And ain't nobody trying to help you. And people
ain't
don't
nobody
really,
trying to help you do
and my
it.
kids don't really eat like that anyways to
I
be.
don't
So then I would
either.
have all that stuff for days, and me and my husband are not going to eat all that stuff. So it's kind of like,
No, no,
why?
and that's the
Why do it?
thing. That's when you're used to cooking a whole lot, and it's just like then it's like, okay, all right, I gotta stop. Because like even my mom was shocked this past weekend when everybody was out getting food and shopping and everything else. And she's just like, I just feel so weird. I said, that's because you would start your Christmas shopping
Yeah, you
and
would have
your
got your stuff
food
now
shopping
too. Yeah.
already. Yeah. And I'm like, now you don't have no list and you ain't checking it twice.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to get. And then it's like, all right, but I said, this is a new tradition. We just started, we just began last year. And I'm like, I can sit in the house. I'm gonna tell you something. And I told my sister this too. And she was like, well, no, no wrong with traditions. If it were left up to me, and there's nothing wrong with having community because it's important to have friends and acquaintances and people that you love
Mhm.
around you and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, my life has been so full that my birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, any holiday, it's just another day for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because every day is a holiday for, I mean, every day is just like, I don't wait to treat myself. I'm like, I could sit at home on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day
And be happy. Yeah.
and be in the house, sitting down, drinking hot cocoa, watching Christmas movies all day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and you're doing what brings you joy. You're doing what you
Exactly.
want to. And I think that's something that's just it's a new mindset, it's a new paradigm shift because I have always been pretty traditional and like I said, because of my father, I've just like it has to be special, it has to make it a special time. I feel like I'm honoring him by doing that. But as I get older, I mean, it's not like he's here and he's saying you ain't honoring me by because you're not eating,
Mhm.
cheesecake and eating, the food
Dressing.
I like on my
Yeah.
birthday. Like he's not doing it. I did that to myself. And
Yes.
once I decided to let that go and be okay and give myself compassion and grace that I don't have to do that, that is not expected of me. No one, not even my mother, has said that I had to do that. That's something that I just told myself when he passed away that I was going to continue that tradition, but it had become burdensome because my
Mhm.
kids don't even like that stuff. They like some soul food, but they don't like all the stuff that I'm making. And it's kind of like to the point where it's like, even like you said, my son, I asked him the other day, I think last week, I was like, so what do you want to do for Thanksgiving? Do you have to work? Like, what is going on? Are you coming over? What are we doing? Because he's out the house. So, he's like, well, shoot, it's such a regular day for me. I'm going to work. I was like, oh, okay. Again,
New traditions.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was a reality that I don't have to hold on to that ideal. Like it
Yes.
would be
Oh,
lovely.
permission to
Of
not hold
course, I
on
would.
to it.
Right. I would love to do that. However, I'm not holding on to it. If he would have said,
Hmm.
"Well, I planned on coming over and we were gonna, do X, Y, Z and play games and do," then I would have been like, "Cool, we can do that." But I don't feel like I have to do it. So it was okay for me to let that ideal go. So now I just have
Right.
to have a discussion with my daughter, like, what are you expecting? And so when I
What
did
makes
talk to her
you?
the other day, all she expected was when I asked her, what do you want me to cook? What do you want us to have? She was like, I don't know. I just want to decorate and so I said,
I love it.
so pizza it is. We just gonna decorate and we're gonna listen to
Winners.
music and yes, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that things are not, as people move on, as people pass on, as people change their mind, develop a new mindset, or
Hmm.
have new people in your life, or people have exited or came and gone. Things just change. They're different. It's
They
hard though.
change.
It's hard. I will say it's hard. It has been hard for me over the years,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm glad that I'm at the point where I am now. That I'm trying to recognize
Hmm.
now that it's so like I'm okay. Like yeah, it was hard, and yeah, it was hard realizing that I had to do something different. But now that I'm past that, I'm okay if we do or we don't. Like I don't feel like, oh, I'm
Right.
against that. I'm not gonna do any of that. But if I do it, if that's what the kids wanted, okay, fine. But I don't feel like I have to do it. So I'm not. So I've let it go enough where I'm like, I'm good. If you good, I'm good. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's
And
just
I'm gonna
watch our
tell you,
movies and yeah, keep going.
yeah, what you had just said, because really, when we do a lot of these traditions, I mean, it's more for the parents than it is for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's more for us than it is for the children. So it's okay to change, because it's like when my dad passed many, many years ago, and it's just like the memory holds of him, us by the Christmas tree, of us, he's setting up the train tracks,
Yeah, and
around, going
nobody can
around
take that
Christmas
away
tree.
from you.
No one can take that
Oh, I know
away,
it.
and that's what, yeah, that's what I mean, the fullness of everything. It's like, okay, because if you didn't have a Christmas tree at home, you may have another memory, a family memory, where, you may have your grandfather, your grandmother, or someone who was your guardian, whoever it may have been, who around that time made you feel so special and so loved and expressed a sincere care for you.
Mhm.
That is where the warmth comes in at, and that
Mhm.
nostalgic feeling comes in for real. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I just get warm and fuzzy just thinking about it. I mean, it's it's so real.
Yeah.
But I know that one of the things, so as you're putting up the Christmas tree, and do you get rid of decorations as you're putting up the Christmas tree?
Now, that has
This is
been a
coming from the
shift.
Declutter Empress. I gotta ask.
That has been the shift. So what I have been doing is, oh, like I said, because of my father, and I keep putting on my father just because it's just always just been in me to like that's we gonna just stick to that. And
Yeah,
so I keep every little ornament and stuff that the kids made at school. I kept those. Um, or I always felt like the tree should be. And I actually used to do this even before I had kids when I was um when my stepdaughter used to come ever since she was born. Like any ornament we had, and I would just the tree had to have all the ornaments that we had from the year before, and just would just add on everything she made and brought over. It was all on the tree. I did the same thing with my own kids. Everything they made, it was all on the tree, and it was always the same ornaments. Well, as life changed, life shift,
yeah.
then I had to let go of some things. I let go of all them old stuff. Now, did I let go of my children's thing? No, I did not. Their picture is on the
Oh,
ornament. No, I did. I kept it. I cannot do that. But
okay.
I have a little bag, like an old, you know how you get your sheet set, and it comes in that plastic, firm plastic bag. I keep all of their
Yes.
stuff in there, and then I got because you know,
Okay.
as me and as my husband entered the picture, and he would celebrate with us, I started adding things. So I added things that he liked to the tree. So
Sure.
and
Yes.
I was starting to get to where I was like, okay, every year I'm gonna buy new ornaments. And I wish I could have did that, but every year the ornaments cost a lot more money. And then I was just like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. So I have like maybe like
More
three
stuff.
fresh ornaments that I put on there that I was doing at that time. And then I have the ornaments from when they were younger. And I did get rid of a lot of them because let's be real, a lot of things fell apart. So I have just a
That's
few, yeah. So I
yes.
just have a few left, but those are the ones that I treasure. And but we all have our own ornaments. Like I think for my son, he used to always have his headphones on, so I got him some gold and silver headphones that hang on the tree. My
That's too
daughter,
cute.
she
Love
has
it.
what was she into? She was into I forgot what it was, but she loves sweets. So she has this big old lollipop that I put on this tree for her. My mom has a shiny pink acorn. I had a cupcake because I always like to
Cupcake.
yeah,
Yes.
that was always like, my little nickname for myself, cupcake. And then my husband, like he loves Star Wars, so he got a Chewbacca, like things like that.
Hmm.
Those things are on our tree, and I like to do that. But yeah, older stuff I did let go. So it really has been a mind shift. So that was a long answer to your question. What about you?
No, that
Did
was
you keep
perfect because you
anything?
said three things. Yeah, you said three things. Yeah, because when you talk about there is nothing wrong with absolutely nothing wrong with keeping our kids' artwork and putting it on the tree, especially because each year represents. it's symbolic of growth. It's symbolic of how they changed and how they evolved. And yes, I have actually kept those, I've kept some those things.
Okay.
And what I ended up doing was giving it away to my daughter and to my sister.
Yeah.
And I would ask them, do you want these things?
Right.
And so that they can have a memory, because I think so many times people throw stuff away without regard to, are there any other family members who may want
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And it ends up at the Goodwill, because there was somebody on TikTok. This was humorous, but it was like, why would you do that? But it wasn't so much Christmas ornaments so much, but I can only imagine this happening with those as well. People were getting rid of family reunion T-shirts, and they would be sending them to this thrift shop. And I was like, you can even
Somebody
make a
else
quilt
wearing
out of
your
that.
family stuff.
Yeah, or thinking that the thrift store is going to want your stuff. It wasn't really. It was
Cousin.
they own a thrift
No,
store.
you can't
Yeah,
keep.
I'm like, why would they be doing? You can keep that, and if there's another family, because I know people they pass away and everything, but you can still like see, okay, if anything, toss it in the trash if you don't
Repurpose
see
it.
it.
Yeah. Repurpose it or toss
Repurpose
it in the
it.
trash.
Yeah, unless you find a responsible recycling center in your area. But yeah, but I'm like, I just said, okay, do you want this? Because uh, I know there was a snowman and Mr. and Mrs. Claus that
Mm.
it was a stuffed animal that my mom had sewn, and I took a picture, and my sister was like, "Are you throwing that away?" I'm like, "No, I'm giving it to you because I
Right,
don't
right,
want
right.
it."
It's yours.
I got pictures, and if anything, I admonish everyone to have pictures of their stuff, just so you can put it in a photo album. It's like, if not memory, it's like memories, pictures. We got it. I know. Okay, here you go. And getting rid of broken ornaments is a thing. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that, because
Good
that's one
one.
of the things to where, yeah, clean up as you decorate. And then when you take the tree down, if there's anything that's broken, not working anymore,
Yeah.
get rid of that
Awesome.
stuff too. Not saying get rid of the memories, not saying, but re-gift, repurpose. If it's broken, don't fix it. I mean, if it's fixable, do your best. And
Mhm.
but if it's broken, toss it. But yeah, that's what I have
And
definitely
I
done,
think that's
especially
an
with me.
important point that you made. You're not getting rid of the memories, you're just getting rid of the item. The memories are always
Yeah.
going to be with you. And like you say, you can
Yeah.
take a picture if you must. I use Shutterfly, so I don't be
I
worried.
still use Shutterfly
I
too.
just put it,
Yeah,
yeah,
me
I just put
too.
everything. Now, if Shutterfly go down, I'm probably going to have a panic attack. But
But you know
meanwhile,
what? There's a solution to that. If you have, I would say
I
going
mean, I've had
forward, and if you
Shutterfly
have time to
maybe
go back.
I've had Shutterfly since my stepdaughter was small, and she gonna
Yeah,
be 30. So
it's
so
been around for a long
everybody,
time.
yeah, everything is
Yeah.
there. But I'm okay with letting things go. And even like I got to a point where I bought hat boxes.
Oh yeah,
And
you told me about
yes,
that.
and whatever
Yes.
could fit in those hat boxes, even for like the memories for
Brilliant.
my dad, if it couldn't fit in that hat box, I had to let it go. Either I'm gonna take a picture of it, or I'm gonna give it, like you said, to a relative, or I'm just going to give it away. And
Yeah.
now I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I did hastily go through my dad's things a little too quickly. And I remember a neighbor. I listened to her later when I was going through my divorce, but when I was going through the death of my father, I didn't listen. She was like, do not make any quick decisions at least the first 6 months after a major transition or change. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. That next weekend, I got all my dad's stuff. I was like, because I was thinking of my mom, and I was like, all
Yeah.
the stuff and everything, and the closets and everything. His stuff is all over the place. I was like, I'm just gonna just to clear her mind. So
Hmm.
I was not really thinking. I was thinking of her, but now I think about it, I probably wasn't. And I'm gonna have to apologize to her for that and ask for forgiveness for that because I gave away a lot of stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, about a month or two later, I regretted it. I gave away a lot of his suits somebody else could have had. Um, he wore suits to work, so he had a whole bunch of suits. I gave away a lot of things, nice shoes, just didn't even bother. My brothers weren't even here, so they didn't even get to look at the. So I just was, I my yeah. So that was just a time.
But that was hard. That was grief. You were
Yeah,
grieving, and
but you're
when
not supposed to do that. When something happens, give yourself time.
right,
The grief can last for a long time, but decision making, give yourself some time to have that rational decision,
right,
to be in your wise mind, to be in your
to process it.
rational mind, to process, to let it kind of sink in, and then make decisions. Because you already have so many decisions to make, like what are they gonna wear on? Are you gonna cremate her? Are you gonna bury her? And where are they gonna get buried at? Where are you gonna put the obituary? Who's gonna do this? You already got those decisions. Why are you going through stuff and making irrational, quick decisions
Yeah,
out of emotion? And yeah, so I'm
yeah,
glad that it's too bad that that happened, but I'm glad that I was able to afterwards, whatever I had left, I just said, if it can fit in this hat box, I'm keeping it. And so that's
brilliant.
that. And then for my children, I had the same thing. I used to keep all their baby clothes and stuff, thinking I was gonna pass it on to my friends. And then, of course, you waiting and waiting, and like, well, she ain't had no baby yet, so I'm gonna get
You
these.
have no kids,
So
yeah.
I just whatever outfits I felt like I loved the best on them, even their toys. Girl, I got the glowworm that I wanted when
It
I was a
sounds like
kid, but I got the
glowworm.
glowworm. London's glowworm is in hers hat box because
See that? That's what she
um,
wanted to keep.
those are the memories. Yeah, those are the memories
Yeah,
that I really
and
I
then let them
keep.
deal
I don't
with
even know
that.
if
Let
she
them
know I
make the
got
decision.
that,
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm like there. I mean, and it's like it's so important when people are in the land of the living to do that. Because a lot of people don't think about it, but because when those who are left grieving, like you say, irrational decisions are being made because you haven't processed that grief.
yeah.
And it's like the last thing that the person who is surviving wants to see is that truck backing up and you sitting there, just sobbing and just like, you're like, oh my gosh, just get rid of it.
Mhm.
Because you don't you're still trying to process the passing. And I know that there are two things that my sister and I both have left from my dad's, and I'm so glad she kept. I have the lamp, which is going to go to my sister, because
Okay.
like I say, I got everything without, and I do have his suit jacket with his initials in it that
Oh,
he got from
nice.
a
Yeah.
custom made shop
Perfect.
in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Yes, my hometown. So it's like that he used to always like to wear his suits, and my dad and your dad, they just have their suits, their shoes, their
Mhm.
and all that.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing. And I hesitate to one day I'm going to take it to the dry cleaners, but I have to make sure that I'm really meticulous with it because I'm going to wear it because I think it's just such a cool jacket and it's got
Yeah.
his initials in it and everything. And I'm
Right.
like, all right, but that is something to where you could, because he had a lot of stuff too. And I was like, I'm not giving that. But the two things, it's like, okay, the lamp and the jacket.
Mhm.
Okay, great. We have those two things. And
Right.
I know I tell my daughter all the time, like, listen, um, you ain't gonna get nothing from left for me.
Mhm.
And this is where you have to talk about these things when you're in the
Mhm.
land of the living. I'm like, you'll get cash. You don't have to worry about, because I ain't get cash, but you're not gonna be left with a bill, but you
Mhm.
will. What you will have is you won't have material things. I mean, if there is something left, just put it in the trash. You ain't got.
Well,
You're gonna have that.
I think it
But
I think
but
it does
everybody is
depend.
different.
Yeah, I'm about to
But
say
it's
it
for the
depends
living.
on
Everyone is
every
different.
different
Everyone's
people,
different.
because who knows, she might want your beautiful necklace that you have on, and to you, you're like, whatever, just throw that
She
away. But
might.
to her, she might be like, no, this is my mom's necklace, and that's all that I wanted from her.
Yeah,
That's it. So I do
exactly. You
think
don't have to
that,
keep everything. You don't have to
yeah,
keep
I do
everything.
think that, like, I think that you made a great point, though. Like, we have to financially set up our legacy and not be worried about like items, because items can depreciate and, get lost or damaged or things like that. But um, memories can't be taken
Yeah,
away, and just setting them
they
up
cannot be taken away.
financially can't be taken away, as if you do it correctly, and prepare correctly.
Hmm.
So I do think that that's a beautiful point
Yeah.
to make, especially when it comes to thinking about family and the future,
Hmm. Yes,
what you're going to pass
absolutely. And
down.
that's
And it
where
doesn't have to be items, just
it does not have to be
memories.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's where so many, it's like I know we're talking about holiday nostalgia, but that ties into that, financially being set up, and you talk about a legacy, which I think a lot of people use that term so loosely, but the legacy of not stressing those the people that are left,
Yeah. We don't want
to
to, we don't
grieve
want
for
that
you.
to pass on. No.
Yeah, we don't want a legacy of, oh my
We don't want to
God,
pass that on.
what
Right.
the hell, So, but you want to have that passed on to where it's like when you are gone, that they can still live on with those memories of like the good memories that we have,
Yeah.
instead of the memories of dread and be like, oh my God, look at,
Mm.
I'm still dealing with this. My
Yeah.
gosh, the remnants,
Yeah.
nobody wants to deal with that during the
No, no
holiday
one wants
time.
to deal with that. And I think too, I like you said, it's just something you have to talk about, that it's taboo to talk about. People think if you're talking about it that then you're saying you're gonna die, or that I'm gonna die, or something like that. But I think um I think it's just being realistic, and it's being prepared.
Yeah.
And I just want to be
Yeah.
prepared. And I want you to be informed. I want you to be informed where my mindset
Yeah.
is at. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get something right quick. And you probably gonna be like, oh no, but I'm gonna get this right quick.
Bring it on. I'm gonna keep talking. But yeah, I think that the holidays are definitely, they will bring together family, and I know families will have all kinds of discussions. Some people, there are a lot of people's families that it brings arguments. Like we've never had that. It
No.
never around holiday time. It was always that. But there are other people's families who they come
Yeah,
around the table. They don't even want to
they
get together because they're
cringe.
like,
Yeah, they cringe when they think about their
yes,
family. Yeah, I'm not sure if I remember if we ever spent. Now we might have spent time together around the holidays, but I don't think we spent a holiday together. But I do
no,
feel
no,
like but our parents were close enough that they still did something together around the holidays. But I just think that
yeah.
on the holiday it was nice to be in your own space and stuff like that. So
And we called each other. How what'd you get?
yeah,
What'd you guess? What?
yeah.
We forgot. You
We
remember
had
we had
about
that conversation.
well, we could
Yeah.
only be on the phone for 10 minutes or something, like, because of the long distance call, like, and then it'd be like,
Yes.
and my dad would pull the plug. Okay, that's enough. But he's like, y'all ain't finna have me paying a high bill because y'all gapping on about nothing to him. Like,
It was only
y'all ain't
10
talking about
minutes. It was
nothing.
like you say, wrap, be on that
Wrap it
pink
up.
phone, be like, wrap it up.
Mm. I get the
Pulling
tug
the
on the
cord.
line, like,
Or get a hello. Okay, you still on the phone,
mm,
girl. You don't get off this phone.
yeah, you gonna get off this phone. And we couldn't sneak the call either. But remember, we used to write. I still have your letters. That's you probably be like, girl, yes. We used to write each other and
Oh my
all through
God.
high school, middle school.
You
Yes,
still have
remember, girl,
those?
yes. Not
Should
all
we
of them.
publish those on
I do.
Substack?
No.
Should we turn that into paperback?
Might
No,
be
we can
incriminating
have
information.
a, subscription.
If you want to
Oh,
know
we have to
what
go.
we
Okay, so
wrote
we have to get
about,
together one day and go through
you
those
have to come to
letters.
our Patreon if you want to know.
We had to go to our Patreon if you want to read that. Yep.
Yeah. So
month
okay, so I have
month
this. I have
subscription.
this.
Oh, yes!
I
You
just
oh my
laminated it. And this is a picture of the copy. This is a copy of the picture because I
But it's
can't
there.
find the original. So I
It's the big
laminated.
O. It's Oprah. It's
Yes,
Oprah.
Oprah.
Oh my! And that was with the national. No, that was when we were with the National Negro. What was that? The
Yes,
Negro Business. Yeah,
National Biz. Yeah, NBPW,
MBPW.
National Business.
Yes.
Wait, Negro Business and Professional Women.
Okay.
Yes.
And I wonder if they're still around. I'm sure they're still around.
Oh yeah, they're still
Could
around.
be.
Yeah, I'm not affiliated with it anymore, but yeah, they're still around. But yeah,
But that is so funny.
we came. We just knew he was about to go on Oprah. We was all excited. Yeah, Oprah, we gonna be
It
on
was the
Oprah show.
adults.
And she was like, "Well, she didn't, but the producers was like, no, this is for 18 and up." So we stayed in the green room for like 2 or 3 hours. She felt bad, and she was like, "There's some teenagers here from Michigan who wanna," because most of us were from
Michigan and
Michigan.
Gary, Indiana in the
Yeah.
house.
Excuse me
Yes.
with the hiccups all of a sudden, but
No, you're
yeah,
fine. No,
but
but I
yeah.
remember that.
So
She was so genuine and so
oh,
sweet. And
she
she was
gave us
just
all
like,
a hug. She was like, "Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting for coming to be here."
do you remember her first question? Do you remember her question?
Where
Why
was
aren't y'all in school? So see, that's how I knew she was true to the educate. Why aren't y'all in
she was
school?
like, "Y'all ain't in school. Y'all worried about y'all been here all day. Y'all could have been in school."
We're smart. That's why we're so we
Right.
know that's why you're part of the national and I cannot remember professional.
But yeah,
Yeah, she said, "What? Why at Charlie School?" But yeah, she gave us the biggest hugs. The Harpo Studios, right
yeah.
there across from Wishbone. Yes, in the West
Chicago,
Loop. What's now
Illinois.
the West Loop? Yeah, right there.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you
I,
sent me an email that picture too.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember in high school when people were like, "You were out for the day," because I'm sure my mom had told the principal and everything. It's already we did an educational tour, but they were like, a lot of friends were jealous. They classmates.
Yeah.
They were like, "You didn't come to school for that." I'm like, "Oh, you're jealous."
I don't think I ever really told anybody because I felt like people would be jealous and that they wouldn't believe me because they didn't see us on there. They didn't see us on there, and I didn't had a picture
Yeah,
away, so they
yeah,
didn't see us on
yeah,
that episode because we couldn't.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
I was lying, so I didn't tell nobody. I don't think. I think I
You
told.
were good.
I might have told my best friends, but that's it. I ain't told nobody else. I'm just like I don't think nobody would believe me that I met Oprah.
Yeah, you were good, and I went to private school. I don't see how anybody. I can't remember. I probably opened up my mouth, and I was really a quiet person, but I probably was just so excited. And I was like, I went to go see Oprah, and I think that's one of the things that I did, and that's how like I'll
Oh,
never forget it.
remember this? Okay. Of course, Oprah, of course. Remember when we was chasing that limo for 21 Jump Street down Chicago? It was so funny.
Holly
And your
Robinson chasing
mom
down
was
Holly
about
and
to look
Johnny.
all our tails because we broke away from her. We was like, that's 21 Jump Street. And we just running. I don't even, we was down an alley or something.
We started
We was just doing
running
the wrong
from
thing.
we were at the metro train station, and we were down there where Marshall Field's in the basement in the tunnel. Yes, and then we saw the limo when we came up from the tunnel right there on Wabash. So all we saw was the limo, and Holly Robinson Pete stuck her head out, was waved to us, and that was it. We did break out running.
Yeah. And your mom was steaming.
Oh, she was livid.
Did we
She was
did we
livid.
get punished for that?
No, we didn't. No,
Okay.
no, my mom wasn't gonna punish both of us. That those were some things I could get away with. When it was like, oh no, we no. She knew we were excited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
knew we
God.
were excited.
Like, we
That's
need to flip
you.
that.
Yes, you talk about nostalgia. Yeah.
Yes, I'm about to hold my breath and I fell out.
Good times, always
Ooh, yes, yes.
good,
All right.
good
So, okay,
times.
so real to wrap this up, I just want to kind of reframe what we talked about. Just being able to enjoy the memories, but also allowing yourself to evolve and grow and giving yourself that compassion and that grace to sit with those feelings of just like joy and maybe even some sadness and maybe missing some things, but
Yeah.
also being able to let it go and create new traditions, change things up, just enjoy every day as you would a holiday instead of waiting for the holiday to happen. Enjoy your life every day, like the Declutter Empress does. I mean, if you waking up every day feeling like it's your birthday or it's holiday or it's Christmas time, then you won't put so much weight on,
Pressure.
again, pressure on yourself to make it perfect for other people. And really is you really doing it for yourself a lot of times. We cause our own suffering because we won't let go of something.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, even for myself, with the kids, with my kids being older and me experiencing somewhat moments of empty nesting, for me to be like, oh, I'm gonna make this big dinner this year. My kids are like, that's not what I want, and I'm just so glad that I'm in a place in my life that I'm okay with that, and I think that's just part of
Mm-hmm.
growing, getting older, and allowing things to be instead of trying to hold on to what was.
That you summed it up nicely. I feel all the warmth and all of the, you said all of the things that is befitting of this episode. And with that said, I'm gonna go in here and watch Lifetime Christmas, Up TV Christmas,
Yeah,
Hallmark Christmas.
see all the new ones. Lifetime got new stuff. Hallmark got
Thank
new
you.
stuff.
When you sent me that, I was like, I totally forgot about Lifetime Christmas this
Oh
year.
my gosh. Now I will one little sidebar is I know Ashanti just had a baby. But is
Yes.
she gonna be in some of these Christmas movies? I love to see her in the Christmas movies. So
I love an Ashanti
come
Christmas
back and do
movie.
some Christmas movies,
I'm
girl.
gonna go back and watch the old one. I love it, and I also love Kelly Rowland. And what is it? The Littles,
Ooh, I love
the,
her in
the
all of her.
not the cartoon, the
Yes,
Littles, the Little.
yes.
I love all the Littles movie.
All of
It's the
them.
Little, yeah. I love it all.
All of
And
them.
let me tell you, I love a Vivica Fox in a Christmas
Vivica
movie.
Fox. I love Tatiana Ali, and I love
Yeah,
Satisha Napoleon. All
Keisha
of the
Napoleon,
all,
Holly Robinson
Holly
Peete,
Robinson Pete. Ooh, girl, I'm finna watch all them movies.
and my guy in he's now. I have to get you into my show, my soap opera, my soap opera uh Beyond the Gates. I
Mhm.
forget his name, but was in he was in Sister Swap in the Hallmark Christmas movie. He was one of the main characters. I cannot remember his
Okay.
name at the moment, but I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
I
the Tia Tamera ones, yes, they're cheesy, but it's good. It's just the feeling of the movies
the
just bring the
feeling.
nostalgia, and there's other
Yeah.
people too. I mean, we just naming our favorites, but it's so many people that like Allison Sweeney, like it's so many people that we yeah.
It's a
And
lot. I gotta
last
check it out.
yeah, right. And lastly, my favorite song. Besides Mariah Carey, Mariah Carey is probably the first one, but with the All I Want for Christmas. But my favorite song, George Michael. I love Wham and Last Christmas. It just
That's
brings
it.
back so many memories. I
Let
play
me.
that every year, even with
You know
everything
what?
that came out in the 80s.
I I even play it when it's not Christmas.
Yes, yep. I
So
was
I'm
listening
like,
to it the other day.
I know what I said. I said I'm starting. Y'all was like, you were like, I don't start this early, but I ain't gonna lie, I did start last week. That was before
Yes,
Halloween,
we
y'all.
did. Yes.
La- and there are no remakes allowed of that song. I
No,
mean, only
no,
Wham.
leave
I
that
mean,
one
I'm so
alone. Leave that one alone and leave Mariah's on.
that one.
Don't touch Mariah's and don't touch that.
That
Yeah. And I'm gonna say
I'm gonna say
don't touch that other one by Kelly Clarkson either.
this Christmas.
No.
Oh yeah, can nobody sing that one either. No,
It's another
no,
one
no.
that
Underneath the
Kelly,
mistletoe.
that Kelly Clarkson singing?
Underneath the Christmas Tree.
No,
She
it's
sings the
that's not it.
Underneath the Christmas Tree,
It's a
and
faster song, and I don't want nobody else singing it because I don't. It didn't sound right when I heard
I
somebody.
just say because Kelly Clarkson can sing. She can sing. Yes, I
So
agree.
I don't. I
But
just
I would,
leave
and
it.
I would.
It's just certain songs. This is probably another for another time because it's we can go on and on because there's some songs that
Yeah,
we just shouldn't remix.
yeah.
Just leave it alone.
And I will say, let me tell you who has the Christmas album that I just love that just gives me warm and fuzzy. Let It See, Let It See
I
Christmas
haven't heard
album.
the Christmas album.
Please listen to her
Does she
Christmas
have?
album. It's been out for a
Okay.
long time, for a year. I mean, for what are we in 2025? This just had it for like the past 9 years. Let's see, 8 years,
Okay.
7, 8 years,
I'll have to
maybe
check it
longer than
out.
that. Oh my gosh, I love her Chris. I love her Christmas album. Yes,
Now, I
yes.
ain't gonna lie, my I did love the Braxton Christmas album because I love
Okay.
their rendition of Mary Did You Know. I love Mary Did
I
You
think I remember
Know.
hearing that.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's my favorite.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I got a
Oh
lot of
yeah, we
favorites.
can go on and on.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can go
but
on.
don't make nobody remake Wham! Last Christmas. That's just a no no.
No, no.
Now maybe now I will say another good. Now I will say a good rendition of Wham! Last Christmas. I will say it's good. Now number one is the Cheetah Girls. Last Christmas.
And
My
on
daughter
that
be like,
note,
Daria,
guys,
mommy, what?
as always,
Go listen to the
reminds
Cheetah
you
Girls.
that you can be one positive step at a time. Peace.
Christmas.